Hi there, this is Sir Jason Alviar and welcome back to Mathusay Math 10 tutorial. In this lesson, you will learn another type of sequences, and that is the geometric sequence. Let's begin. Let's consider these two sequences, 3, 6, 12, 24, and 48, and the other one, 32, 16, 8, 4, and 12. Can you describe and find the next term of the sequence? These sequences are examples of geometric sequence. Now, what is geometric sequence? Geometric sequence is a sequence where each term after the first is obtained by multiplying the preceding term by a non-zero constant called the common ratio. In example letter A, each term after 3 can be generated by multiplying 2 to the preceding terms. So, we have 3 times 2, you'll get the second term, which is 6. 6 times 2, you'll get 12. 12 times 2, you'll get 24. 24 times 2, you'll get 48. So the common ratio in this example is 2. And the next term will be 48 times 2, and that is 96. Meanwhile, in example letter B, 32, 16, 8, 4, and 2, each term after 32 can be generated by multiplying 1/2 to the preceding term. So, 32 times 1/2, that's 16. 16 times 1/2, that is 8. 8 times 1/2, that will give you 4. And 4 times 1/2, that is 2. So in this case, the common ratio is 1/2. So the next term of the sequence should be 2 times 1/2, and that is 1. Note that the common ratio R can be determined by dividing any term in the sequence by the term that precedes it. Say in example A, we take 24 and the term that precedes it, which is 12. Now, when you divide 24 by 12, that will give you the common ratio, which is 2. Now, we take 96. 96 divided by 48, that will still give you positive 2. So that's how you get the common ratio. Now that we know what geometric sequence is, let's take these examples and find the missing term in each sequences. Example number 1, 3, 12, 48. In this sequence, we know that each term after 3 can be generated by multiplying 4 to the preceding term. Because 3 times 4, that will give you 12. 12 times 4 is 48. Now, the common ratio is 4. We can get the two missing terms by multiplying 4 to the third term, which is 48. So, 48 times 4, that will give you 192. Now, from 192, that's the fourth term. Now, 192 times 4, that will give you 768. And that will be your fifth term. So, for example number 1, the two missing terms are 192 and 768. Let's take example number 2. We have 160, blank, blank, 20, and 10. Now, how do we get the common ratio of this geometric sequence. Now we know that we have these two terms which is next to one another. Now 20 and the next term is 10. Now we know that the common ratio should be 1/2 because if you get 10 divided by 20, that will give you 1/2, right? Or 20 times 1/2, that gives you 10. So in this case, the common ratio is 1/2. So to find the missing terms, so we have from 160, since we know that the common ratio is 1/2, 160 times 1/2, so half of 160 is 80. So the second term of the sequence is 80. So from 80, we multiply 1/2 again. So 1/2 of 80 is 40. So the next term of the sequence should be 40. So we have found the two missing terms in this sequence, which are 80 and 40. So the geometric sequence 160, 80, 40, 20, and 10 has a common ratio of 1/2. Let's take example number 3. We have the geometric sequence -2, blank, blank, -16, and -32. Now, what do you think is the common ratio? So again, meron tayong magkatabing terms which are 16 and -16 and -32. So from this, we know that the common ratio should be 2 because if you have -16 times +2, that will give you -32. So the common ratio is +2. Now, since we know that the common ratio is +2, we go back to these terms which are missing. So from -2 times +2, which is your common ratio, that will give you -4 rather. So the second term should be -4. So from -4 multiplied by the common ratio, you will get -8. So the missing terms in the sequence are -4 and -8. Let's take the fourth example. 3, 1, blank, blank, and 1/27. So in this case, how do you get the common ratio? Now again, mayroon tayong magkasunod na terms which are 3 and 1. So we take 1, divide it by the term that precedes it, which is 3. So 1 divided by 3 is 1/3. So we know that the common ratio should be 1/3. Because if your common ratio is 1/3, diba? 1/3 times 3, that's 1. So we know that the common ratio is 1/3. Now from here, we have 1 times 1/3, that will still be 1/3, right? Now, from 1/3 times 1/3, that's 1/9. So from 1/9 times 1/3, that will give you 1/27. So in this geometric sequence, the missing terms are 1/3 and 1/9. How about example number 5? What are the first 5 terms of the geometric sequence whose first term is 2 and whose common ratio is 3? We know that the first term is 2 and the common ratio is +3. So to get the first 5 terms of this sequence, we start with the first term, 2, then multiplied it by the common ratio, which is +3. So 2 times 3, that gives you the second term of the sequence, which is +6. So 6 times 3, that will give you 18. Now, 18 times +3, that will give you 54. And 54 times 3, that will give you 162. So in this case, the first 5 terms of the geometric sequence whose first term is 2 and common ratio is 3 is 2, 6, 18, 54, and 162. This time, let's differentiate geometric sequence from arithmetic sequence. In an arithmetic sequence, we know that each term after the first term can be taken by adding a constant term called the common difference, which is D. On the other hand, in the geometric sequence, each term can be derived by multiplying a non-zero constant called a common ratio. So para mas madaling maintindihan ang pagkakaiba nitong dalawang sequences, for arithmetic sequence, you're just adding a constant term. On geometric sequence naman, nagmumultiply ka lang ng non-zero constant. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng negative numbers, pwedeng positive numbers, except 0. So in this case, we take these two examples. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. This is an example of an arithmetic sequence because each term can be generated by adding 2 to the preceding terms. So, di ba? 2 plus 2, that will give you positive 4. 4, you add 2, you get 6. You add 2 to 6, you get 8. From 8, you add 2, you get 10. So, on the right side, we have this sequence. 3, 9, 27, 81, 243. So this example is a geometric sequence because each term after 3 can be generated or derived by multiplying positive 3 to the preceding term. So 3 times 3, you get 9. 9 times 3, 27. 27 times 3, that gives you 81, and so on. So that's the difference between arithmetic sequence and geometric sequence. Please pause the video and have some practice on the math skills you have learned. Don't forget to type your answers on the comment section. In letter A, you have to find the missing terms in each geometric sequence. In letter B, you have to identify the given sequence, whether it's geometric sequence or arithmetic sequence, and then find the common difference and common ratio. If you have learned something from this video, give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Remember, ang sekreto para maging mathusay, matuto at mag-ensayo. Until next time, bye!